Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Arjun Chowdhury. Here are the top stories we're tracking for you on Wednesday, the 11th of November. Afghans protest against brutal killing of minorities. Aung San Suu Kyi officially re-elected to Myanmar Parliament. And India celebrates Festival of Lights, Diwali. And now for all the details. Thousands of Afghans staged a protest against the brutal killing of 7 members of the country's ethnic Shia Hazara minority. The attack has sparked off fears of sectarian targeted killings in the war-torn nation.
Thousands of members of Afghanistan's Hazara ethnic minority took to the streets of Kabul after militants killed 7 members of their community and dumped their partially beheaded bodies. Police blamed the Islamic State for the brutal act. Among the dead were 3 women and a child. The killings that took place during clashes between rival Taliban factions and Islamic State sympathizers highlighted the risk of worsening sectarianism amid daily violence sweeping the country.
دیگر تکرار نشود در آینده در کشور ما و در دین اسلام جایز نبوده و نیست و در هیچ ادیان جایز نیست و از نظر بشریت هم جایز نیست. ما خواهان عدالت خواهی از دولت هستیم که امنیت تمام اقشار کشور را تامین نماید.
80 people across the country have been killed in the latest clashes between rival Taliban factions and Islamic State sympathizers who are battling for leadership.
Pakistan and Belarus signed 18 agreements of cooperation in various fields, including the launch of 2 roadmaps for economic cooperation. Here is a report.
On his first visit to Pakistan, Belarus Prime Minister Andriy Kovyakov met his counterpart Nawaz Sharif and discussed various bilateral issues of mutual interest to the 2 countries. The 2 nations inked 18 accords, including 7 agreements, 6 memoranda of understanding, 3 protocols to agreements and other 2 programs. These agreements were signed in the fields of health, agriculture, education, trade and economy, science, technical, humanitarian and cultural fields.
We just concluded a very productive round of talks. We not only reviewed the progress made on the decisions taken earlier, but agreed on concrete steps to enhance our cooperation.
The 2 heads also signed a program named Roadmap for Fast-Track and Middle-Track Economic Cooperation between Pakistan and Belarus to strengthen existing ties between the 2 nations. Prime Minister Kovyakov is the second senior-most Belarus leader to visit Pakistan this year. Belarus President Alexander Lukashenko had paid a state visit to Islamabad in May. Pakistan Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif had also visited Belarus in August this year.
The Indian skyline is shining bright as the country immersed itself in loud and luminous revelry on the occasion of Diwali, or the Festival of Lights, on Wednesday. Take a look.
Earthen lamps decked up every nook and corner of the country as Hindus celebrated their main festival of Diwali on Wednesday. The festive occasion began with an exchange of sweets and gifts with friends and relatives. In Bhopal, the capital of India's central Madhya Pradesh state, the residents engaged in last-minute shopping of diyas or earthen lamps, which form an integral part of Diwali decoration.
ये फेस्टिवल का मजा अलग होता है तो थोड़ा बहुत अच्छा लगता है बाहर निकल के खरीदारी करना, मिठाई खरीदना, मोम खरीदना, लाइटें, बस ये सब अच्छा लगता है देख के और यही तैयारियां की हैं और कपड़े देने.
Diwali marks the triumph of good over the evil. On this day, Lord Rama, the king of Ayodhya, returned after defeating the demon king Ravana in Lanka. Legend says that millions of lamps were lit when the Hindu god returned home after 14 years of exile. Meanwhile, sweet makers were catering to last-minute orders as the demand for delicacies rose substantially. Meeting friends and family with ceremonial presents is important on Diwali.
जी, इस बार दिवाली की खास तैयारी की गई है मिठाइयों के लिए। कई प्रकार की मिठाइयाँ हैं, ट्रेडिशनल मिठाइयाँ जो अमूमन चलती हैं, और उसके अलावा कुछ नेचुरल मिठाइयाँ बनाई गई हैं जो बिना शुगर के हैं, जिसमें खजूर और अंजीर के बेस पे बनाई गई हैं, जिसमें शक्कर नहीं है।
Diwali is also celebrated to honor goddess Lakshmi. The Hindu goddess of wealth and prosperity is believed to visit the homes of her devotees on the night of the festival. People invest a lot of time sprucing up their homes and in buying ceremonial gifts. The bursting of crackers and gifting to friends and family forms an integral part of this most famous festival of Diwali.
Despite being rich in natural resources, Gilgit-Baltistan remains mired in extreme poverty and backwardness. There is simmering resentment among people who say the local government is not paying due attention towards their basic needs and quality of life. A report.
Poverty eradication, inequality, education, health, basic needs and quality of life, these important issues not only deserve attention but require due action in Gilgit-Baltistan. But people here claim they have been denied their basic rights and accuse the local government of not addressing their concerns. According to many, the objective of the government is to maintain an iron curtain rule over the region.
लेकिन पाकिस्तान के सिविल और ब्यूरोक्रेट्स और मिलिट्री एस्टेब्लिशमेंट जो है यहाँ के अवाम को हुकूक देने के बजाय यहाँ की ज़मीन हथियानी चाहती है। मैं ये समझता हूँ ये नेक शुगून उनके लिए भी नहीं है, ये नेक शुगून हमारे लिए भी नहीं है।
Despite repeated promises of developing the region, successive governments in Gilgit-Baltistan have shown little political interest in addressing the concerns of the people.
हम ये समझते हैं कि पाकिस्तान के हुक्मरानों की नाअहली की वजह से या नाकबत अंदेशी की वजह से या काहली की वजह से यहाँ का नौजवान तबका, आज का नौजवान जो है अपनी आज़ादी चाहता है, अपनी शनाख्त चाहता है, अपने वसाइल पर खुद इख्तियारी चाहता है। गिलगित-बल्तिस्तान जमहूरी महाज का हमारा मुतलबा ही अवली दिन से ये है कि गिलगित-बल्तिस्तान के अवाम को मुकम्मल हक़ हुक्मरानी दिया जाए, यहाँ के वसाइल पर इनको अख्तियार दिया जाए।
Today, the dismal condition in Gilgit-Baltistan is fueling a sense of deprivation among locals. Due to a corrupt administrative system, the region, which was illegally annexed by Pakistan 6 decades ago, remains one of the most backward areas of Pakistan.
Myanmar opposition leader Aung San Suu Kyi is officially re-elected to the lower house of the parliament. National League for Democracy Party, or NLD, continues to move towards victory in the country's first elections in 25 years. A report.
Myanmar's Union Election Commission has announced the re-election of Nobel laureate and National League for Democracy leader Aung San Suu Kyi to her seat in the lower house of the Myanmar parliament. With about 40% seats officially declared, the NLD has got nearly 90% of the vote. On the other hand, the military-backed ruling party, the Union Solidarity for Development Party, or USDP, has won over 5% of the seats. Meanwhile, Aung San Suu Kyi has written to the Commander-in-Chief, Min Aung Hlaing, President U Thein Sein, and Lower House Speaker Thura U Shwe Man, requesting for a meeting to discuss the outcome of the election and the process of national reconciliation. Responding to her request, the Myanmar government said the meeting would take place only after all election results had been announced. Myanmar held its first free nationwide elections in 25 years on November 8th. Recently, the European Union observers hailed Myanmar's historic election as better than expected. But they also said that more reforms are needed to ensure genuine elections take place in the future.
Maldivian government has revoked its month-long emergency in less than a week amid the global criticism and its impact on the country's tourism industry. The emergency was imposed last week, citing security threats. A report.
Less than a week after Maldivian President Abdullah Yameen declared a month-long state of emergency, the government has revoked it with immediate effect. The decision to revoke was taken after security forces told President Yamin that the overall security situation has improved. Weapons illegally held by some private individuals have been seized and the overall security situation in the country has improved, Foreign Ministry said in a statement. President Yamin on November 4 had declared the emergency, citing a security threat following a September blast on his speedboat and the subsequent recovery of firearms and explosives near his residence. Abdullah Yamin's decree had suspended basic rights of the Maldivian citizens and given sweeping powers to the security forces to search and arrest suspects. Earlier, Vice President Ahmed Adib was impeached by Maldivian lawmakers under the emergency regulations. He was arrested for his alleged involvement in the blast that took place on the presidential yacht. The announcement of the emergency had brought widespread local and international criticism. Amnesty International, the United States and the United Kingdom openly criticized Yamin's decision and urged the government to end the emergency. The opposition Maldivian Democratic Party has welcomed the government's decision to revoke the state of emergency, but also described it as a political move designed to stop opposition rally. The rally was scheduled to take place on November 6, demanding the release of former President Mohammad Nasheed, who is serving a jail term over terrorism charges.
Bangladesh has handed over United Liberation Front of Assam or ULFA top leader Anup Chetia to India's National Investigation Agency, Central Bureau of Investigation. Chetia was wanted by the Indian authorities for cases of murder, kidnapping and extortion. He was detained in Bangladesh in 1997 for illegally entering the country by using forged passport. The Indian government was unable to extradite the General Secretary of the banned organization earlier due to the lack of an extradition treaty between the two nations. He is said to be handed over to India at the personal intervention of Prime Minister Narendra Modi and also the initiative of Bangladesh's Sheikh Hasina government. Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. Afghans protest against brutal killing of minorities. Aung San Suu Kyi officially re-elected to Myanmar Parliament. And India celebrates Festival of Lights, Diwali. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Good night.